you finished your pitch in less than 3 minutes, so we've got additional 30 seconds for her. So judges, who wants to go first? Porter, let's start with you.
Yeah, can you, elaborate a little bit more about the, you mentioned about 150 pre-qualified farms, right? So what does that mean?
So these are farms that we know personally. These are farms we know need our solution, can afford our solution, and also have access to government funding for our solution.
Adriana.
Congratulations on your presentation, it was clear. I just have a question. You said that two farms are actively using it. What has been the feedback? What is the results of using it?
So we are still in data collection for the Black Soldier Fly Farm Infinite Harvest. Thorpe Farms is using our cricket model, which is at MVP level. Great results. We have about 94% accuracy with our model right now.
And just a quick follow-up question. This is an MVP. Is it a paid MVP or?
We do not have, we are pre-revenue.
Okay.
Adriana. Pedro.
Can you share a little bit more about the types of insects that you are farming? Yes.
That the software can support?
Yes.
Yeah, so right now it does support crickets and black soldier fly larvae. We can also identify pests, which would be, spiders, beetles. Not all insects are good insects. And next will be fruit flies and mealworms. Thank you.
Can you share a bit about the implementation of the value proposition in comparison to what your competitors are doing right now?
Believe it or not, we are first to market. This is a pretty nascent industry. There are no technology service providers to insect farms currently today outside of us.
You're talking about IoT, right?
We do have IoT, but it's not necessary. So we use cameras and sensors to monitor, and then we use a local edge device on the farm so that if farmers don't have good connectivity, they can still use our software. So we don't use the cloud.
Adriana.
I have a follow-up question. You said that you're having in contact with the 150 other companies. What do they use to monitor their insects?
Their eyes, and there are about 100 million insects on an average sized farm of 60,000 square feet. So if you can imagine trying to do that by eye to notice if there's something wrong, while also, insects aren't behaving naturally because they don't want people around. It's extremely hard, but insects behave normally around cameras and sensors.
So none of them have a software or something to collect data. Do they collect any data?
No, that is part of our moat, is that we have a lot of data that other people do not.
So with your, sorry, I have other questions. So with your two test site, right? So what kind of yield or productivity improvement do you see?
So we can reduce their production labor by 64%. We can completely eliminate any R&D, and then we can also increase yield by 30% at minimum.
That 1 minute, 15 seconds, Adriana.
Can you talk about, so the 150 farms that you have in your pipeline, what market share is that? Like how many more farms are there in the US or in Canada alone?
So I can't give you Canada alone, but I can give you North America and Europe. So there's 44,000.
Okay. Got it. And then can you talk a little bit more about, you had a slide with like the years. What is your go-to-market strategy after your pre-qualified farms?
Sorry.
What is your strategy after you go forward with the pre-qualified farms?
So the part of what our software value proposition is, we can actually help these firms scale. So we can scale alongside with them. So we, our pricing, we're a B2B SaaS. Our pricing is based on square footage. So we anticipate helping them scaling alongside them as well, and as helping new farmers in operations.
Thank you, Natalie.